If you can read the Bible and find within its pages a God who does not condone and even endorse slavery, then you have all of the tools and all the experiences and all of the authority that you need to read the Bible and find within its pages a God who does not condemn homosexuality. Hey, everybody, I'm Dan McClellan. I'm a scholar of the Bible and religion, and every word of the Bible is negotiable. And you are welcome to not like that fact as much as you want. That does not make it any less a fact. And if you read the Bible and find within its pages a God who does not condone and even endorse slavery, then you've already accepted a renegotiated Bible. And there are a lot of other examples, but I think slavery is probably the clearest and the most explicit example. And there are two reasons that every last word of the Bible is negotiable. The first is that the Bible is a text, and texts do not have inherent meaning. Meaning is only generated when the text is engaged by a hearer, a viewer, or a reader in a specific set of social and historical circumstances. And that requires a process of negotiation. And in that negotiation, those social and historical circumstances take priority. Now, they still have to negotiate with the sacred past, the received tradition, the text itself, but those are all remarkably flexible and malleable if the social and historical circumstances need them to be. And the second reason that every word of the Bible is negotiable is that even if you approach the text from a strictly historical critical point of view and try to reconstruct those social and historical and rhetorical circumstances of the authors and the earliest audiences to try to understand what they would have meant to those authors and earliest audiences, what you're going to find is that the texts contradict each other, that they are not always in agreement, that they frequently are disagreeing with each other. And so if you're trying to extract a single principle from the Bible, you have absolutely no choice but to negotiate with it, to center and give priority to certain perspectives and certain positions, and then marginalize, reinterpret, or just outright ignore those perspectives and those positions that disagree. And that's overwhelmingly going to be guided by your social and historical circumstances. And this is precisely what happened between the 17th and the 19th centuries, when enough people decided slavery is evil, slavery is immoral, we're not doing this anymore. And they had to enter into a process of negotiation with the text to overrule that received tradition. And there was an awful lot of resistance, a lot of people fighting back and saying, no, the Bible says so. The Bible is clear. And from a strictly historical critical point of view, they were right. But those social and historical circumstances ultimately overruled them. And now the overwhelming majority of people who treat the Bible as an authoritative piece of literature find in it a God who does not condone and endorse slavery. So that's a renegotiated concept. And right now we're dealing with a similar set of social and historical circumstances when it comes to members of the LGBTQIA communities. And right now we have a lot of resistance from folks who are saying, no, the Bible says so. And while the situation is murkier, and while I don't think there's a strong case to make that the perspectives we find in Leviticus and within Paul can be just transferred wholesale to today without arguments or without any concern for the social and historical circumstances of the past, I think those who would suggest the Bible does not condone same-sex intercourse probably have the stronger argument to make. However, that is a very outdated, a very harmful, and a very immoral argument because it ruins and even ends innocent lives. And so that debate is still ongoing. And ultimately, the social and historical circumstances will win out. And as a group, Bible believers will grow out of the notion that they need to condemn and marginalize and oppress members of the LGBTQIA community. Unfortunately, that's still a long way off. But again, if you can read the Bible and find in its pages a God who does not condone and even endorse slavery, then you have all of the tools, all of the experiences, and all of the authority to read the Bible and find within its pages a God who does not condemn homosexuality. You've already accepted a renegotiated Bible. The only thing that is stopping you from siding with the people who have it right this time around is the rhetorical utility of homophobia as an identity marker for right-wing authoritarianism, for social dominance orientation, and for folks who are in those circumstances, grow the hell up. And the fit for this video is the original Hulk